Hello everyone, Parse7 here, back here on more Bloons TD Battles 2. In this video we're going to be seeing just how good the Tack Zone and Super Brittle combo is late game. So as you can see here, I actually did unlock Tack Zone. It didn't take too long, simply just because I had so many battle credits just lying around. I was able to open, I don't know what the silver chest is called, and just get a like 2x XP for like, I think it was like, what, 2 hours? So I spent like 2 hours just playing just Battles 2 trying to unlock it. I also did unlock Super Brittle, although I forgot to record me unlocking that. So in this match here, we're starting at round 19, where we'll be seeing, just how good Super Brittle and Tack Zone is, how that's insane that combo is in Battles 2. I'm not really sure if it got nerfed. I didn't actually look and see just what Super Brittle's how like strong the Brittle debuff is in this game. I'm assuming it's the same as in BT6, but I could be wrong. Also did unlock Call to Arms as well, so of course we'll be using that. So it's technically Super Brittle, Tack Zone, and Call to Arms. It's also Icicle Impale as well, but you've probably seen the last video. If you haven't, go check it out. Yes, I'll put a little time card up in the corner if you want to see it. So yeah, Icicle Impale as well. I sent this guy a BFB just just to give him something to do, like force him to eat a Dark Knight. Since he does have engineers, he probably does have a lot better eco than I do. Even though I do have Monkey Town, but of course I've just been giving him money just because I've been ecoing so hard as well. I just figured it's not even worth it to like try to I don't know, maybe not feed his trap. I just decided it'd probably just be better if I did. So anyways, he sends a little BFB with the nice little Tartling Mastery skin, which is a bit of a bit annoying if I do have to say. So again, I'm not really sure how I hit with BFB defense, but it actually wasn't too bad. I didn't even have to boost or anything. I just got like an embrittlement and just boost, and I was easily able to defend. I probably didn't even need to boost, to be honest. I could have just gotten something like a jungle drums, and I probably could have easily had to defend that, plus with embrittlement. So I guess we're just forcing each other to actually do something before round 26 comes. It's a bit annoying to me, as I have to get Icicle Impale by round 26, because that's really just kind of my main DT defense. With this strategy, right here, Tack Ice Village, round 22 is a bit sketch, and so is round 24. Fortified ZOMGs does break this strat down a lot. You might be thinking, well, Icicle Impale. Well, Icicle Impale doesn't do enough damage to fortified ZOMGs, that it takes way too long to actually break down the ZOMG layer, even though it does slow it. And Icicle Impale does do 50 damage per shot, although I'm not sure if that's the same in Battles 2 as it is in BT6. I'm assuming it is. I don't see a reason why they would change it, but yeah, round 24 is a bit very sketch with this strat. I have tried Tack Zone against all out round 24s, Tack Zone's still not enough. So I got Icicle Impale pretty early. I think this is actually the earliest I've gotten Icicle Impale, which is on round 24. It's just like a result of your player not really, or not really, the opponent not really actually trying to like pressure like at all. So there's that. And, I can't really do anything against him on round 26 as he has trees as well as 2 Dark Knights. Only one of them is upgraded to Plasma, but I'm fairly certain that he could just easily just upgrade that one to Plasma and defend DTs. Plus, I didn't really want to send DTs anyways, because I did want to see just how good Super Brittle and Tack Zone was late game. Sometimes I won't really rush my opponent if I want to try out and see just how good certain tower is late game. Like what I did with Sentry Champion and Prince of Darkness. Although Sentry Champion and Prince of Darkness was a bit disappointing, if I must say. Now, because I didn't want to just let him sit around and just eco as hard as possible, I did send him a ZOMG, just a regular one. I knew that wasn't going to kill him, seeing as he ended up getting mad in retaliation, which is a bit of a strange decision. He could have just gotten more Dark Knights, but I figured he figured that he was going to need it eventually for round 30, so it was probably just I guess for the best. This is the second time I've seen mad this week, so I guess that's just a result of Dartling being meta. Everyone will have mad and Ray of Doom. I have yet to see a Ray of Doom or a Bez yet. I'm wondering just how good those are late game. So as you can see, it's round 27, and I have to set up my Tack Zone and Super Brittle combo just to hopefully make sure that I can actually afford that before round 30. Round 30 is also a bit sketchy with this strat, simply just because I do struggle to afford Tack Zone and Super Brittle at the same time. I could skip out on Icicle Impale and just go straight for Tack Zone or Super Brittle. So he ends up sending me DTs my way, and something I didn't even realize is that embrittlement actually decamos DTs, which I actually didn't even know this. So yes, you do learn something new every day. So Impale, is just slowing down the DTs, which allows me more time to get up a Maelstrom under a Tack. So I ended up doing that and using that, which actually didn't do as much damage to the ceramics as I really wanted to. So I ended up getting just another one just in case. It wasn't really necessary as, again, I underestimated Tack Spirit and Oben, but, it was just to make sure. So I learned that, well, Embrittlement actually does D-Camo DTs, or D-Lead. Actually, yeah, I knew that D-Camo, but apparently, I guess it maybe D-Lead's DTs. I wasn't really sure if that was the D-Lead or the D-Camo one, but I'm assuming it's both of them at the same time. So I ended up getting Tack Zone on round 29, and I'm also setting up my MIB/CTA. Now, if you're curious, the next late game video you're going to see is how good is Infernal next late game. I would go for S-Mail, but I'm going to skip out on S-Mail in favor for Infernal Ring, as I'm not really sure of a situation where you'd want to use S-Mail, so I just figured, it probably wasn't even worth getting. Maybe, hyper late game when you're just like getting non-stop rush, it might have some use, but as of right now, I don't really see use of getting S-Mail, so I'll just go for Infernal Ring, just to see, just how strong that is late game. I'm assuming it'd probably be used for cleanup, maybe, or maybe, be like Tack Zone and I-Ring for just your mob damage and S-Mail in the back for just cleanup. So anyways, round 30, free play ramping starts now, and apparently Super Ceramics on this round, and here is Super Brittle. And I actually like the Super Brittle little I guess sprite in this game. It's different from BTD6. It does look a little bit better. I accidentally get a hot shots here. He sends a fortified bat at me, and so that is a bit sketch. This is actually the first time I've used Tax and Super Brittle, so I wasn't really sure if both these two towers were strong enough to actually take down a fortified bat. Although looking at the damage right now, it is pretty good. I ended up boosting here, and so now I'm just getting overdrives just to hopefully just break it. He sends CTs my way, but Tack Zone and Tack Zone and Impale, just like eat CTs for breakfast. It's like no chance. So I did actually end up breaking the fortified bat layer pretty quickly, which is very nice. Although unfortunately I have these I have to break the insides. So I'm getting a 025 Impale in the back, as well as getting and relocating my Tack Zone, just to make sure I was really good against these fortified BFB layer insides, because again, it's free play rampling, and free play rampling in this game is absolutely insane. So I wasn't really like 100% confident in I guess just Tack Zone and Impale. So I also get a CTA in the back just to fully make sure I end up using that ability, and that just easily just deletes just pretty much everything. I actually am very satisfied with how that defense turned out. It wasn't actually too easy. I did actually have to work to defend, so I guess there's that. So yeah, I ended up not leaking a ceramic and not even realizing it. So I guess that was just kind of my bad. That puts me down at 26 lives when I had 150. So then that means I have to rush in. So I actually didn't even realize that at the time, that I actually had to rush him. It took me a while to actually realize that I leaked the entire ceramic and just dropped down to 26 lives. So yeah, so basically the only thing I can rush him with is a fortified bad. So again, I was placing down overdrives, not realizing I had to rush him, seeing as he had the life advantage over me. So how was rushing him turned out? Well, I was watching say I crashed the game. How? If you haven't heard, there's a bug with Engineer's Bloon Trap and the UFO bad skin. Apparently, when a UFO bad skin comes in contact with Bloon Trap, it absolutely just crashes the game. It's a very weird and strange bug. It's just kind of wild to me. And apparently, it's not only the UFO's bad skins. It's like some other like Bloon skins that also crash the game. But it's just kind of weird to me. It's like, why would the UFO bad skin like just crash Bloon Trap? It's kind of strange, but it's whatever, I guess. So anyway, skipping forward to when I do actually rush him, as you can see, I actually end up selling Bloon Trap, just like well before I actually sent the bad. So, it is kind of weird to me that, this ended up crashing the game, even though Bloon Traps weren't even on screen. So it just like makes me wonder, well, like what crashed the game? So I ended up sending him one, and then the game just like I don't even just like know, it just like ended up crashing here. So you'll see in a moment that the game just ends up just becoming frozen. So I sat there for like a few minutes, like wondering just like, well, what happened? And well, the game just crashed. I could move my cursor, I couldn't do anything, so yeah, there's that. So in this next match here, and this isn't really a Tack Zone and Super Brittle combo, it's just kind of Tack Zone by itself, but you know, I guess, you know, people are just curious to see, you know, just how good Tack Zone is by himself. So my opponent ended up sending me some fortified ZOMGs, obviously on round 24. So I ended up getting a Tack Zone in retaliation simply because I have tried Icicle Impale against round 24 ZOMGs. Icicle Impale doesn't work. It doesn't pop the ZOMG layer fast enough. It eventually does pop it, but by the time, you know, it pops down to BFBs, the ZOMG just made it so far along the track that Icicle Impale doesn't have enough time to actually just pop it. So yeah, that was a bit of a problem that I ran into. I'm still not sure how I actually defend all out round 24, as yeah, you'll see in this video here, Tack Zone, while it isn't terrible, it does struggle against like just all out round 24. So I'm not really sure how I would actually defend that with this strategy. Probably maybe with embrittlement it might work, but who knows. So you know, it made me wish that, you know, there was actually a sandbox I could actually utilize to maybe, you know, test out towers just to see just how good they are actually versus, you know, certain rounds or certain rushes. You know, that would be something I'd like to test out. It's a shame that there isn't one in Battles 2. I'm pretty sure there was one in Battles 1. So anyways, you know, instead of a sandbox, you know, you could join Discord server down in the description. Maybe play a few matches against me. Maybe try out some off-meta strategies or some very meme strategies, like, I don't know, Glue Farm Village, to just see, you know, how good that would be. So, you know, if you're interested, I guess, trying out off-meta strategies, you know, join Discord down below. Anyways, this guy ends up sending me a fortified BFB. This is actually a fairly easy defense. All I actually need to do is just get a few overdrives, and, you know, that could easily take care of the fortified BFB and the insides. Icicles can easily take care of the rest. You know, he should have went in further with the BFB, as again, I did actually end up having to boost to actually defend that. So if he sent another one, you know, I probably would have been screwed there. So anyways, I get back my Monkey Town to just keep ecoing, as again, I need Tack Zone by round 24. That's really the only best way I've seen actually how to defend around 24 ZOMGs. That defense is a bit sketchy, if I'm being honest. So he ends up going sniper, which is again very curious to see, as he hasn't really sniper farmed this entire game, as you can probably tell. Although as I'm sitting here thinking, I should probably utilize Snowstorm. I never actually use Snowstorm simply just because it's an upgrade I forget about. Same thing with BTD6. I never actually use Middle Path Ice at all, if I ever use Ice. So I guess I should utilize it. So I actually am selling my icicles because I need it by the village, as I did want to get that in 2 rounds. So I actually end up ecoing here. I like to get like around 2k eco for round 26, just to hopefully actually afford towers I need. So he ends up sending a fortified ZOMG, which is a bit scary, as again, I need Tack Zone to beat this. So I actually end up getting Tack Zone, and I wasn't really sure if Tack Zone could defend this, especially since, you know, it's fortified. So as you can see, you know, even with boost, you know, Tack Zone is taking a bit while to break the ZOMG layer. And Tack Zone actually just shred the insides. It was just the fortified ZOMG layer that was, I guess, just a bit worrisome. And as you can see, Oben knocking back Bloons, which again isn't really too useful. So I actually ended up leaking some lives here. Icicles was not able to catch all the leaks and insides. So I am kind of curious to see, you know, what would be better. The old Tack meta, which was Alchemist, Tack Shooter, and Village, or would this one be better, you know, Ice Tack Village? Of course, no one's actually going Alchemist Tack Shooter Village because the nerf that Tack Shooter received, and I believe it was like, what, 1.0, the 1.02, 1.04, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think 1.04 is when, like, Darling meta was discovered. Now, because he forced me to sell my icicles and sell my Monkey Town in order to defend, I get a mid next to my Tack Shooter and just hope and pray that that actually can defend, I can actually defend DET. So I sent him some mobs under a DET simply just because his DET defense right now is a bit, it's just a bit sketchy. It's not the best, but it's just enough to defend. It's actually a bit surprising, seeing as he just has, you know, just HRP. He did get a Rocket Storm, but, you know, I figured that Rocket Storm wasn't really the best. And I just noticed that, you know, he had his trees there, which was able to aid him in his defense. So here he decided to counter rush. This again was a bit scary as it was 2 ZMGs as well as a fortified BFB that was also boosted at me. So again, I was just hoping and praying that, you know, Tack's almost hopefully just going to be enough to actually beat the BFBs and whatnot. So I ended up selling my embrittlement because it didn't really serve too much of a purpose at this point in favor of a icicles. And apparently Oben's Kraken does not absorb BFBs like I thought it would, which is a bit of a shame. I ended up selling and getting a mail in the back just in case, and I realized that wasn't a good decision as icicles actually blocked mail from fully destroying the inside. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Join Discord, link is down in the description. I would again like to play with some viewers, maybe, you know, have some chill matches and maybe try out some, I guess, just wacky, like very off meta strategies.